to another edition of Thunderdome!
Here we are. So hello, everybody. Yeah, a little bit different today. So I know that you were expecting JD to be your normal host or abnormal host, depending on how you look at it. But he is at work right now. So we're just waiting for him to come in through the door. But in the meantime, I will be keeping, well, at least my seat warm. But I have everything all ready for him. So with the second he walks in through the door, he can just head on over to his computer and he will be able to join us as he always does. As he always does. Yes. So welcome to another edition of Talking Indie Comics on a Sunday, or whatever he calls this show, with Indie Comics Explained. I am currently, right now, your host, Daphne Lage, and I have some wonderful guests who are going to be joining us as well. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that the Oswald Chronicles is back on Kickstarter, because when isn't it on Kickstarter? So you can, the volume 2, this is for the Oswald Chronicles volume 2, collecting Passing Queens and Passing Queens. I still have to put the book together. But it is on pre-launch right now. So knowing JD, I am not sure when he will be launching it, but it is on pre-launch, and all the links will be in the show notes below, so you can click notify me and get notified the second the campaign goes live, because we all know how he likes to play Russian roulette with Kickstarter. So there you go. So also, let me just introduce myself in case anybody doesn't know for some reason. Like I said, my name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics with JD Calderon since 1992, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which is also written by JD Calderon. He was the one that he was my dealer. He got me into this mess, and I haven't been able to get out since. So I am also known for my other comic, my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, launching on Kickstarter on November 7th. Again, link in the show note below, so that you can click on the notify me button so that you get notified when the campaign goes live as well. So I just want to thank the people who are watching us from regions beyond, and really, it's like trust me, you'll have more fun if you come over here on YouTube, where we are also simulcasting through the Indie Comics Network. So come on over to YouTube, join our sexy people in the chat, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of our shows go live on JD's own channel or the Indie Comics Network. There's always something happening. So without further ado, let's see. So I am bringing in my unofficial co-host for the day. So Nita, tell everybody who you are. Tell the peoples who you are.
So my name is Nita Lanning. I'm a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana. I am co-host with Daphne Lage Monday and Fridays on the Rage Into the Vlogs. I am also the executive producer of the Indie Comics Network on YouTube. And you can find that very simply by this, IndieComicsNetwork.com. I bought that shit.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And bringing in the one, the only, JD Rosario, the official co-host.
I am the one and only, the JD who remains.
Yes, you are.
Right? I am the true JD. Yes. What's up, everybody? I'm JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. Been publishing comic books for over 15 years and hanging out with everybody tonight. What's up?
Oh, so there you go.
Sup.
Right. So only because I better let him in before he starts freaking out everybody in the chat.
He already is.
Dad.
Hello.
Don't piss on the carpet, Chad.
I'm sorry, you let me out of my cage, and it's great. Look, hi, I'm Chad Perkins. I am the writer of Blue Lullaby from Marcosia Enterprises, and currently live on Kickstarter is my Legend of Sparkle Dog, Don't Say a Woo, my furry abomination that has been told that it is very insensitive, and damn, am I proud of that. I'm also the host with Kit Jaspering for Shots with Comics right here on the Indie Comics Network, where we get drunk, we have honest reviews of the comic books, and we have a good time, and we try not to see how long it will take for us to get fired. I'm also a national health hazard.
Wow.
So there you go. Right. And also joining the crew, the also one and only. Hello.
Hi. So, yes, Dojo Goon Comics. My name is Brian Menard. I am the lead writer and creator. I've only been creating since 2014. I've been collecting, though, for almost 5 decades. So I've been at this comic thing for a while. Currently, my campaign that's up now is Projectile Reptile, another anthropomorphic animal kind of dude. But he starts out in the Old West, and I think we're probably going to talk about some details later. So I'll stop there. Just got a live campaign on Indiegogo right now. And I also have a YouTube channel. On it, this coming Wednesday, a brand new format. We're going to call it Incendiary. There'll be 4 hosts. We'll have a debate format.
Ooh.
And, of course, we'll look at somebody's campaign. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to come up with hot topics and really go at it. Try to keep it civil, but I doubt that will happen.
No. What are you doing, bro? That's social suicide out here. No.
I think it'll be fun.
I will tune in to watch.
I'm a mixer, so let's do it. Yeah.
And last but not least, hello, sir.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey, my name is Michael Gatti, author and creator of Earth's Best Friends, or EB. It's my Earth's Best Entertainment is my handle. I've been doing my graphic novel Earth's Best Friends for a couple of years now. I've got a campaign right now for book 4 that's out right now, and been reading comics for probably 20 years, give or take. I got into it kind of late in my teenage years rather than when I was a kid like everybody else.
I was a teen, man.
At least
Well,
yours
actually,
wasn't-
shut up,
least-
Chad.
You're a
What?
teen man?
You know,
I know.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Man.
Dojo.
Comma. You see the Oxford comma. That's why we all need the Oxford
There was a comma. I just talked really fast.
Oh, and plus we got a message from the boss right now.
Oh, it's too late. For that.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Don't mess us
Yeah.
my show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's writing, this is what happens when you text on the train.
Oh,
He's texting in a panic right now.
Yeah,
It was too
Oh,
late before
man.
we went
You know
live.
what?
Exactly.
Pure pandemonium and chaos. Let's
Yeah,
bring
I
out
know.
the dancing ponies.
Yeah,
bring
that
out-
was last night.
If he's
That
on the
was,
train,
that was last
the train
night.
wreck he's worried about is right here.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. But you know what? Let's try to try to keep some civility here until we don't.
No promises.
So,
I'd rather get spanked than Daddy
Absolutely
gets home.
not.
so there we go. So I have a question for the panel. So we
Oh.
can start this off. Let's see.
All right.
Okay, so I guess I might as well start off with, I guess since we're in that type of mood, let me start off with the one that I was saving for last, but screw it. Let's start with this one. Okay, so people always ask for advice when what they really want is validation,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
Now, what advice do you feel indie comic people don't want to hear but really need to?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
might need a drink for that one.
I've got a couple that come right to mind.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
you want to start? So you want to start?
Go
Sure,
ahead, Brian.
yeah.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
my first one is absolutely hire an editor. I don't care how well you proofread, what your
Bravo,
grasp of the
sir.
English language is. I mean, I placed out of English 1 and 2 in college. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You are too close to the project. You know all of the things that are going to happen, what did happen. You need somebody who's going to edit the project and look for things like continuity editing, not just grammar and punctuation. That's what the letterer is for. But the editor really wraps the book together. And my second thing is chill out on the variant covers. I mean, a couple are cool, but I know a couple guys, and I really respect the one I'm thinking of right now. I really respect the guy. He's a great guy, but he's got like 26 variant covers on
I
his
know
comics.
exactly who you're talking about.
You can
and-
say
and
Brian Polito. It's okay.
they're phenomenal. I mean, there's so many to choose from, and I think that causes
There's too many.
a lot of people to have decision paralysis.
Agree.
Like, I like 7 of these. I can't possibly afford 7 of these, so what am I going to get?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're not in
chill
the
out on
store.
the
We can't
variants.
go stick them in our jackets and walk out. You know.
So do you
Right.
really, so do you really think that yeah, because I never thought about that before, that it's like that if you have too many good covers, some people will just say, screw it, I'm not getting anything.
I don't know if they'd go that far, but I think that they may be disappointed that they
Right.
can't select all of the ones they like, so they'll settle for, let's just say, 3 of them, and walk away disappointed that they couldn't get all of the ones they liked. I don't want backers, customers, however you want to call it. I don't want anyone to walk away, even if they buy something. I don't want them to walk away disappointed in anything. I want them to always feel this was awesome. I made the right choice, and I'm going to get a great book once it gets in my hands.
Yeah.
So who has who has advice that people should hear but don't want to? Who else? Who wants to go? Nita?
Stop acting like little bitches when your campaign's not going your way.
No.
Whining publicly does nothing for you. It makes you
Hey,
look weak.
shut up.
and insecure.
Stop. I'm going to complain about this on
you
Twitter.
cannot, no,
Of course,
listen. If
we've all
you
been
cannot
there.
appear confident, why the fuck would I want to give you my money?
Yep.
No,
I like that.
I agree.
I like that.
Yep.
I like.
Yeah.
Can I tag on to that?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
man. I love it.
All right, and I'm going to use the word "you," but not you specifically.
It's the
I'm gonna use
royal you. It's the
right?
royal you. All right.
Right?
What do you
Right.
mean you?
Right?
Just don't say you people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Oh, no.
People need to shut the fuck up and just make comic books. All right.
Second.
So too many people out there who don't have a catalog, don't have a body of work, are trying to capitalize on trigger topics or trying to bring about incendiary remarks with one another because they're trying to make themselves known on their voice, not on their body of work.
Yes.
My thing is this is at the moment you start posting hot takes on your Twitter and Facebook as a
Ah.
marketing tool, immediately I just
Yeah.
get done. I'm like, no,
Yep, that's it.
I'm not doing this. I'm sorry, you
Yeah,
can't come
man.
in here and be like, but what does Kanye think? And I'm like, bro, that has nothing
Who
to do
the
with your
fuck
comments.
cares?
Right.
I want to go. Let's go more specific into our little arena here. Pro tip, motherfucker. This is only your second book. What the hell do you know about pro tip? Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
right.
Right.
Pro tip,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
and make a goddamn book. Show me how many fucking pages you've put together. Excuse me. Stop. You're not a pro. You're not.
Yeah, just
All right?
say
This is not your
friendly
full-time
advice.
job. Okay.
Yeah.
You're lucky you got a buddy that's doing collaborating with you.
Right.
You're not a pro. All right. Just do your work. Put it
Well,
out there.
I got to say, though, for a lot of folks who come to this niche that we call comics, who have been pros for decades, part of the reason that they're such a big success is their personality. Whereas, like my book, maybe
Or
Chad's,
created drama.
EB's, the quality of the books that a lot of these newcomers are bringing match the quality of the pros in as much as what they look like, the actual quality of the material. So it's hard as a newcomer or lesser known creator to compete with those big, rock stars. So I just ask those of you who are looking at the rock stars, the really big names who have come to the industry or come to indie comics from the main two, yeah, go back those. Absolutely. You're going to love them. But also keep in mind that there's those of us you maybe haven't heard of, but take a look at their campaigns because you know what? A lot of them are on the same par.
Right.
Mhm.
But see, I feel, Dojo, that's the opposite side of the coin of what Nita was saying a second ago, right? And stop complaining about your my stuff is not being funded. All right. Stop trying to trigger to get people to put eyes on your project.
If all you're doing is triggering to get them to look, I agree.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to get out there and complain about, I don't know, Kanye, then yeah, you're triggering the wrong reason to look
Right.
at your book.
Yeah.
The thing you need to do is continue to be positive about your ability and the great product you're putting out.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so Michael, you have so what's the advice that you think that people should hear, but they don't want to? They don't want to hear it.
Been trying to think of that question while everyone's talking, and it's like, it's like I agree with everyone. It's like, yeah, those are things I'd probably pick. I'd probably say also try to stay away. Well, I guess it's kind of similar to what he said, but kind of trying to stay away from hot button topics just because you make one bad comment that can ruin your reputation for life. Or you have one bad reaction or something. Next thing you know, you're known as the guy who praised Trump that one time or whatever, have you, you know.
They will go back in time and find your Twitter post.
Oh
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, for me, I think that the one thing that I think a lot of people have problems, really, like even myself sometimes, no matter what idea you come up with that you think is like, oh, I am being so brilliant in comics, somebody else has done it before you better.
And better.
So what you need to do.
Nobody's ever done porn the way I do porn, Dad.
That's not true.
So the thing is that, it's like when you come in to do your comic and you see that there's somebody else, there's already a path paved for you. So the thing is that, like, because it's like I kind of got salty at somebody commenting about how Eagle Raven was a ripoff of Acorna, which is a novel that Anne McCaffrey had written like back in like the 90s.
And the cover art sucks.
Right. Well, that's and I'm like, it's like, look, it's like, was I salty when I first saw that novel when it was new? Yes, I was. Did it stop me from doing my comic about another unicorn girl? No, it did not. All that did is it just told me that I had to get my story out. That Anne McCaffrey did her version, so I'm going to do my version, and my version is not Anne McCaffrey's version. So in the end, it's like, even it's like so no matter what you do, yes, somebody else did it before. There is no originality under the sun.
Yeah.
When they saw Siamese, a lot of people said to me, so basically it's two Catwoman.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Visually, I could see the similarity. Right. Absolutely. It's impossible to come up with something that hasn't looked like something in the last 100 years of comic books.
Like Eddie Izzard said it best. There's no such thing as original sin. What are you going to say? Oh, I poked a badger with a spoon.
Remember, 2006, both Paramount and Sony released pretty much the same movie, Aeon Flux and Ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Same movie.
Right. Well, yeah, it was kind of like Deep Impact and Armageddon. Remember that? Like they're always. And,
Heat, right?
Right. Yeah. It's like they always do that, Yeah. So it's like, so when so the idea is that what you are bringing to the table has to be what stands out, not the fact that you're doing, I'm doing Batman but different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The genre is just, the curtains on your window.
Yeah.
That's it, right? And how you see it is your perspective. That's your take on the story.
Right.
Exactly.
So Nita, do you have a question for the panel?
Yeah, okay. So after backing a crowdfunder and receiving it, what's the number one thing that makes you say, "Nah, I'll never back you again"?
The packaging.
Yeah.
Oh. So can you elaborate on that, Chad?
Look, if my
because that's my answer.
Oh, okay. Well, then
no,
never
go ahead,
mind.
Chad. Go ahead, Chad.
No, never mind.
She asked the question.
I wanted to be original. Never mind.
did you just listen to me? I just said there's nothing original. So answer the question.
No, it's because I just I was talking with somebody else this morning about it, and one of the books that I backed came in all it was no bag and board, just in this little Gemini mailer, and it was beat to hell. And I mean, I get it if it comes bent and the mailman did it. I get that. But I'm sorry, but if my book and you shoved it in there and just said, "Oh, it's out," I just feel like that's really shitty marketing, because presentation is everything.
Yep. Yeah.
At the same time. Like you can, as if it comes in a pretty bow, I'm going to be very excited. But if it comes looking like a dumpster fire, well, I'm going to be pretty pissed.
So for me, it has a lot to do with the writing. I'm #JustAWriter, and I just received a couple of books and finally had the opportunity to read them over the last couple of days. And I won't be backing this campaign again because the writing was confusing. It was all over the place. I think a continuity editor was skipped. The art was beautiful, but I don't plan to get it again just because the pictures are pretty. I want the complete thing. I want the art to be spectacular. Yes. If I'm backing a campaign and it's, $25 for a single comic book because I'm backing the project, not paying for the book. I understand that.
Right.
But if I'm going to do that and back your project, it needs to be a well-rounded project, including the writing, the art, the coloring. The lettering needs to be good enough that I don't notice it. Like if I notice the lettering, somebody did something wrong because it stands out for the wrong reason in that case. Sure. So yeah, the book has to be the complete package. And as a writer, I'm looking for the writing to grab my attention to make me want more of the story. Because there's a million of them out there that look fantastic with the art.
Right.
Regarding the art statement, though, there are stories that have bad art but have really good stories.
Yeah.
Because one of the things is that a good story can save bad art, but bad art can't save a bad story can't save good art. Does that make sense?
I think I understand what you're trying to say. That a good story can compensate for bad art.
Right.
Yeah.
But good art cannot compensate for a bad story.
And it also depends on how bad that art is, because I'm serious, y'all. And you're supposed to judge a book by its cover, but there are times where I've been like, nah, I'm good.
Have you seen the Luna Brothers stuff? That is always my prime example. They're really you've never seen the Luna Brothers stuff?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
they did Girls and Girls and Alex plus Ada.
Right.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
No, it's like JD has the trade paperback out because he was watching the TV show. Mm-hmm. So yes, I do know that. But the thing is, though, I think that's more of like that's more of like an aesthetic rather than bad artwork.
No, it's just functional.
To play devil's advocate on that, there are two that come to mind, in my opinion, from the mainstream, that although the story continued to be good, the art just was so bad I walked away. And that was going from John Byrne on Namor to Jay Lee. It was just such a mess. Now, a lot of folks like Jay Lee, but I don't think that it was a great segue. It was a terrible transition for me.
It wasn't a great segue, no, but I like Jay Lee's Namor art as opposed to when he came into his own and when he was doing Hellshock and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather like Jay Lee stuff than his today's stuff.
I mean, I can imagine that if you're like used to John Byrne and then Jay Lee is such like a very different. If I'm thinking of the correct artwork, that it's just like a big jump. It's different.
Yeah, it was too much of a shock.
Yeah.
And the same thing with McLeod on the New Mutants. Mm-hmm. When he left the book and Bill Sienkiewicz came on. Again, I felt that Sienkiewicz at that time was just calling in. And now some of Sienkiewicz's work, I think, is beautiful for its painterly style.
Right.
But when you're going from McLeod, who had a very clean, crisp superhero style, to Sienkiewicz, it was too much. And the art wrecked it for me.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I mean, but that's the editor's fault, right? Because let's go back to 90s, right? We're zeroing in on that. You don't put Mike Mignola on an X-Men or X-Factor book. That style just doesn't mesh for superhero work, right? Even the Alpha Flight stuff. No. And again, that transition from John Byrne, right? Even though Mike Mignola was only doing covers. But you put Mike Mignola on his own stuff, God damn it, I don't want anybody else doing it.
Or his Batman stuff.
But the thing is, though, right? So you open up a Kickstarter package and you're expecting John Byrne, but you get Jay Lee. So is that enough for you to not support a Kickstarter anymore?
Yeah, I got
I'm done.
If you haven't updated, go on.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, go
I
ahead,
got a
Mike.
big switch on the art. I would definitely not back them again, because it's
Right.
like you see the examples of the pages and they say these are the pages, and they don't say that this is just a sample or whatever.
Right.
It could be changed or whatever, but they don't give you that, advisory. I wouldn't be too happy, because I'm pretty picky with art, comic book art. Like, even in my heydays of loving Spider-Man, there's a book of Spectacular Spider-Man that I just can't read because the art style's not my,
It's just
not my
right.
taste.
I couldn't.
Well, but okay, to kind of bring the question back though. So Michael, have you ever gotten a Kickstarter that you received and then you open up the box or even maybe it was the condition of the box where it's like you're like going, I'm never going to support this creator again?
Anything from transaction to fulfillment.
Yeah.
No, lucky for me, all the folks I've backed have been very professional and very good.
Good to
That's
hear.
good.
I don't back too often either, so a lot of times when I'm backing guys I've already backed before.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
but I mean, when I give a chance to folks, usually, I've taken a lot of chances and I've gotten good results, pretty much.
Oh, that's good. That's because there's a lot of hairy ones out there.
Out there for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess that kind of leads into my answer, which would be waiting more than 6 months to get your book.
Thank you.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Burn.
All right, not a year, not 2 years. No, waiting more than 6 months.
Mhm.
Right? If this is your first book, maybe
Right.
you got to do a lot to win me over. But if you whatever
Keep
got the
me
ball rolling
updated.
already,
Yeah.
and no, even if you got a full-time job, all right, and you're the one doing it all on your own, you can knock something out in 4 months if you keep me updated, right? With printing and shipping taking another month to get me in under that 6 month cutoff. But I mean, if I've forgotten about your book that it's coming in, okay, then you're showing me you don't care enough about it.
Right.
So
Right.
please, brother.
That's where I go with it.
Yeah.
There's so many, and I'm going to say vague again, big names who
I'm not
have these
gonna be
fantastic looking projects
Yeah.
that I backed excitedly. And then how long are we waiting? It's like, dude, this is your full-time job. What are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Does it have
Oh, yeah.
Where is
unicorns?
this book?
Does that
You
have
made
anything to
how
do with the
much
unicorns?
millions?
Hey,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I ship on time.
I'm not
It's-
talking about your unicorns, Daphne.
A couple of these guys I'm talking about spend most of their time streaming because they
Yes.
want their super chats.
Instead of working.
It's like, you know what?
Exactly.
Shut up, get me the book, then stream.
Right.
Exactly.
And yeah, I get why you're doing the super chats. They come in, they roll in like crazy. You can
Right.
make your car payment on the damn thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
make the book that I backed you for.
Yeah,
there's
there
a-
was a thing. JD was telling me about a Tyler Carpenter show the other day, and there was one thing that he said. Yeah, there was something that Tyler had said that really struck me. That it's like you want to be considered, you want people to treat you and consider you a professional, but you can't do a 48-page comic in 5 years.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So for me, it's like it's definitely, I think like the number one thing is the lateness, because it's like there's this book that I've been waiting since before lockdown. So what, we're almost at 3 years now.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't have minded it so much if the last update that I saw on this book that the publisher had explained, it's like, oh, it's like, well, the artist hasn't had time to put together the book yet.
Well,
And I
Make me want
go,
to spit fire, but they're doing other shit.
right. You see, but the thing is, though, is that at the same time, technically, the Kickstarter fulfilled because the book was just an add-on they were putting together, not the main thing that was being funded. So this was a Kickstarter for an animation that that they were doing kind of like a companion book for. So I ordered the companion book. But the thing is, also the animation is done, but nobody can get their shit together on the companion book.
And I think, Daphne, that's indicative of a bigger problem with these bigger names, right? In the industry, right? Those who've worked for the professional companies, their egos grow so big that they want to be their own boss. They don't want people to tell them how to do things. The unfortunate thing is they don't know how to do anything other than draw the damn book. They need the
Right.
structure of the entire team to help them to produce the product.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, here's the thing. If you can produce a friggin' animated short, or your wife has a baby in the time it takes for you to ship a book, you're taking too long.
The wife conceives and has a baby. Okay.
No, that's exactly what happened.
The baby
on
can
another
do the book.
campaign. Yeah, the baby can do the book. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It took so long. The creator had kids.
Wow.
You know,
Not one,
and it was
two.
just like, you know, and it's just like, okay, you are taking way too long. And it's like,
And
look,
apparently you're doing other things, not writing,
Exactly.
drawing your book.
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
so the
Exactly,
thing
your
is
priorities
that
are-
You got to have
Yeah.
priorities
Yeah.
there, Brian.
because the thing is, it takes 2 weeks for that money to hit, right? Hit the account.
Right.
And that's the thing. I think that 6 months is a good waiting period, because especially if you're a publisher that has to do the printing in China, we know how that goes. You know, I mean, you know, especially, I mean, now it shouldn't take 6 months to produce, you know, a book, to get a book printed. But the thing is, though, is that if you're not sending out your files within like a month or two of getting that money is long gone. You know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
money is long gone.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So
They
so
don't
it's
know-
like the
goes back-
longer it takes, the
Right.
less likely I expect them to ship out a book.
It goes
Because
back to what
now
I said
the-
a moment ago.
Yeah.
They don't know how to run
I'm
the
willing to
business.
give. I'm going to be a little softer on that. Because some people do have to hire artists and such. I am a very patient woman, and I am willing to wait up to a year.
Yeah.
But here's the deal: I expect you to constantly update me.
Yeah.
I want
Right.
to know when those funds come in. I want to know that you are paying your artist. I would like to see 1 or 2 of those pages as they come in. You constantly keep us updated.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'm okay.
And I don't wanna see you-
Then I can be more forgiving. But this fucking 2 years ago, I've been waiting for a goddamn sticker. I don't even want this motherfucker's book no more. I just want the fucking sticker. that comes with
There's
it.
a very
Like, I'm
there's
gonna
a-
throw the book in the fucking garbage because that's how much I give a
No,
fuck
that's
about
how
him
I
now.
feel about
But I want the sticker
Yeah.
still, and it's been
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Nita, sometimes they got to do a third campaign to raise the money to pay the people to do the work for the first campaign.
For the first book.
because
Oh,
they-
you know what that's
Yeah.
called? You know what
Pyramid
that's called?
scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a fraud
Shit.
examiner on the
Go-
panel. I know what
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Go
no,
do
that
it.
sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a grift if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
I know a
But
thing or
it's
two
done.
about
and we
grifts.
see it
I bet
happen.
you do.
So
Yep.
Jay, what question do you have for the panel?
Yeah, cool. All right, so we're all familiar with crowdfunding. All right, and for those of you who have run multiple campaigns, how do you set your budget for your promotional expense in a crowdfunding campaign, right? And then once you set your budget, what would make you either A, go above that budget, or B, pull the plug under the budget, not spend any more promotional expenses? And I'm not talking about live streaming.
Right.
Where do you spend money on promoting your books?
Right. Well, I mean, for me, it's like I usually I usually, let's see, what do I usually do? I usually buy Facebook ads, but what I usually did before with Facebook ads was that I would do it twice. I would do 2 weeks before and then 1 week before, but it would be 2 different lists. One would be my mailing list that's on Facebook, and then the last week would be kind of a cold list. And before, what I was doing was I was doing $5 a day for 7 days. So technically, so $5 a day for 2 weeks. And I would have some okay results with that, because usually what I use the Facebook for is kind of like a reminder for people that the
Right.
Kickstarter exists. Not necessarily to kind of like get new people. This last round, I decided I was going to take some advice and go $20 a day for a week. And I had to stop it midway because not only was I spending, in the end, a lot more money than I was expecting to. The results were completely not what I wanted. All I was getting for the $20 was I was just getting a lot of trolls on my campaign. I was getting a lot of trolls on my ads, and I wasn't seeing like any return of investment on that extra money that I was spending. So for the next campaign, I'm going to go back to my original plan and just stick with the $5 a day. So spending more money on ads didn't necessarily pay off for me. But I usually, and then it's like what I also usually do is I go to Sam's channel and I sponsor all of his shows for the month when I have a campaign.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I do that. And then it's like the rest is like what I usually do is that I spend I kind of like build up kind of like a war chest of giveaways, because Sticker Mule always does deals where you can get like all these different items for like a significant discount that I wouldn't normally get. So what I do is that, especially if it's like the more unusual items like keychains or acrylic pins or whatnot, I'm always taking advantage of those deals and I'm stockpiling stuff. So then that way with every campaign, I have stuff to give away. Usually to do like the early bird specials, like if you're like the first 20 people that do a physical pledge, I have these items to give away. So that's kind of the extent of my promotional budget. That's usually what I do for my budget.
So one thing I need to really learn about is how to reach the Kickstarter crowd, because I know they're much larger than the Indiegogo crowd. The thing is, I've gone to Kickstarter before and really gotten very lukewarm, if any, response. And it's because I don't know how to reach them. So, I guess there's a different way to play the algorithm on Kickstarter than it is on Indiegogo. So that, I think, would be a huge boon for my campaigns. I don't really have a set budget like JD was asking about. I've got a few things, like I take advantage of Sticker Mule also. I've got a fridge magnet that is for the first 100 people who back the campaign. And I just took advantage of an acrylic keychain that they sent me a sort of a discount for. So I've yet to figure out exactly what I'm going to do with that, but it'll be like maybe during someone's show. Once I have them in hand, I want to make sure they're good quality. But once I have them, I might say during someone's show, if you back the book, you'll get one of these in your package, something like that, because I want to incent people to get on it while it's in demand. What would make me go over the budget, JD, is if I thought there was something. Of course, there's never a guarantee, but if I thought that people would see that and be excited enough to back it because I went over and above and bought that extra, either the extra item or added some pages to the book, that kind of thing.
Okay. Nice. Who else? Anybody else?
I don't really have a set budget for promotions. I'm not really there yet where I think buying advertising really going to help me much at this. I'm pretty small on the scale here right now. I have done Facebook ads and stuff in the past, and I didn't really got any good results. I pretty much rely on things like this, the streams and Twitter and Facebook, just pretty much all the free stuff.
Yeah.
I exploit my dog on TikTok.
Michael, because your campaign is so all ages, you may want to reach out to something like Scholastic, where mine has some adult themes and all that, and Scholastic might shy away from that. With yours, since it's great for kids, I think that you've got some other different opportunities that you might be able to reach a wider audience.
I'm definitely learning that. I've learned my demographics are probably not as much on like the internet just in general. And I'm learning that if this thing, so I have this contract with this thing called Comics Plus. If that pans out to be pretty well, they're trying to figure out how to get me analytics numbers for me. But if that turns out that I'm getting a lot of checkouts from kids checking it out, I think my entire strategy for Earth's Best Friends will be less internet based and more like going to local libraries and stuff.
Right.
Okay. See, but then that's part of your budget, dude, right? If whether you're paying an Uber to take you to the library, or your travel expenses or whatever, dude, that's part of your budget. So eventually you'll end up setting it, right? Daphne, I don't know if you could pull up what I
Right.
shared.
Well, did Chad answer other than exploiting his dog on TikTok? So Chad, what your budget. So do you think about budget?
No.
For promoting?
to be honest, I mean, just to be totally honest, this is my first Kickstarter, and I'm still kind of learning more of the market when it comes to it and what I should do. Like, I've been doing the TikTok. I've been doing, I do have a raffle coming up on Wednesday where it's going to be Rodney Fink art card originals.
Nice.
So I have that. So I do have a couple of things in the pipeline. I'm releasing a sticker tomorrow that is a Undertale sticker. So that'll be fun. But those are kind of the things that I've been kind of learning and observing with people. But when it comes to buying ads, I don't feel like I'm there yet.
And also listen, it's not for everybody. And I'm going to show you, it doesn't always work, right? Look at the thing that I got on the screen. So the way I set my budget is I do about 10% of what my gross was on my last campaign. So I made about $5,100, right? So I'm doing about $500 over the span of this campaign. I spent the majority, the bigger numbers when I hit the valley, right? Because everybody knows that valley point of your campaign is when you're going to have the least amount of natural visitors. So I spent a couple of 5-day promotions, $100 a pop. I'm getting the views, I'm getting the clicks, right? This campaign got me approximately $1
million.
356 people, right, to click on the campaign. Great. I don't have 356 backers at all.
Right.
I've got
Not even close.
right?
Yeah.
So I've got about a third of that, right? And then, but the good thing about the analytics is I know where I could spend more of my money. So if you look down, right, my Instagram stuff is the ads I'm posting on Instagram is really not hitting, right? Most people are watching, or getting the impressions on their mobile rather than on desktop. But are mobile people, do they have the time, if you're walking around with your phone, to go in and click on the campaign to finish the purchase?
Well, here's the thing. Technically, Nita is the person that I guess you would graduate to spend money on to boost, to I guess to help boost your campaign. Now, the thing is, though, is that Nita, at what point do you see people coming to you?
Well, there's two. Well, the main reason there's two reasons people come to me. One is they have low social media engagement.
Okay.
And they want somebody who can show them higher analytics. And two, creators that are so busy they don't have the time to share their projects out. And so then that's when they come to me, and for a set price, I go out daily and hit all the groups across multiple platforms, depending on what you ask for. It's Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, MeWe, and I have multiple accounts and under multiple names. And I'm a pimp.
North Free in the chat said that he's addressed this to me, but I'm sure it's to the whole group. The Kickstarter is also better because the backer isn't charged until the campaign successfully ends.
Yeah.
There's some pros and cons to that.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
If you back in September and the campaign successfully ends in December, then suddenly the money's gone, and maybe you forgot that money was going to be gone, and it hits it hits your account at maybe a bad time. So sometimes
first of all, if somebody's running a 3-month campaign on Kickstarter, I ain't backing them again, or I'm not going to back them.
Right.
The ideal time on Kickstarter is 30-45 days tops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's unlike
Actually, there
Indiegogo
was,
where it's the norm to extend. Anything past 45 days gets to be a bit much on Kickstarter.
Right. Also, here's another comment from North Free. It says it bought dozens of campaigns over the last 3.5 years. Now I sponsor rarely because of creators being late. I am not alone. Big money backers have left jaded.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Uh-huh.
I am much more selective nowadays.
It's
It's
getting tougher. The crowdfund, that's for sure.
Well, you
We're
guys
all struggling.
We're mentioning, Indiegogo, they go approximately 2 months, right? Maybe more, because you got that after campaign thing. Kickstarter 35 to 40 days. He could wait. He could wait, Dan.
On his own show.
But, I just.
Well, now he's definitely home.
Son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
Oh, hold on. We have to do this properly.
Presenting His Most Royal Majesty, the King.
There we go. There, so you there?
Oh, man.
I can't come on screen now because I'm blushing.
Ah.
Hey, you know what? Somebody really loves you, Calderon. Somebody really does.
Not us, but somebody.
Look at all of that.
Listen,
Oh,
somebody has to,
Right.
thankfully. So, hello, gentlemen,
you
ladies.
got to adjust your priorities.
I hope-
What's more important? Go to work and paying your bills or this program?
That's right.
Right. Yeah. We're all been waiting here.
Listen. I sent over the best to take
Damn
my
right.
place.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Damn
the
right.
best. You know,
Is that
you
who you
noticed
called?
I didn't leave it up to you, right?
Thank God. I'm drinking. Thank God.
What that tells me, JD, is you know what side your bread is buttered on. That's what I'm thinking.
Also, I'm upstairs and he's downstairs, so it's just easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
Right.
You know.
So,
I'm sorry, Rosario. Please go continue.
I don't know. I lost it. I lost
Right.
it. I lost the sensation.
well, so Jose, oh, there you are. Okay, so I have another a question for the panel. Something that came up on one of the groups that I follow, and this actually has me a little concerned. So. And what was the comment? North Free had mentioned that that Kickstarter has, that backers don't get charged until the end of the campaign, and yes, there are pros and cons to that, but this is one that I wasn't kind of expecting. So there was a publisher who fulfilled his campaign and he sent out rewards for a level that was $1,500. It had original artwork. It had a whole lot of swag and everything, right?
Right.
The people get the box and then they do a chargeback.
Oh.
Ooh.
They do a chargeback for $1,500. Now, according to the publisher, the second somebody had pledged on that level, they had contacted Kickstarter to say, yo, is this legit? And this, that, and the other thing. Kickstarter says, yes, it's fine or whatever. The card got charged, this, that, and the other thing. They send out the pledge and now they're out $1,500. Kickstarter just,
Hold on. You say they're out $1,500, but a chargeback can be refuted. You can show that the Kickstarter pledge was received by that individual. If you've got receipts, you can go back to the credit card company.
Yeah, they're fighting Kickstarter, so maybe they should really be talking to their credit card company.
Right.
But here's my thing. Because of stories like this, now it's made me very, very hesitant to have expensive levels on my campaign.
Yeah.
So does anybody else think? So what does everybody else think about having expensive levels on their campaign when now you have to worry about maybe having to find a chargeback or having fake pledges?
You might as well be walking around with the target on your back until Kickstarter changes their payment system. You are just asking for one of those. The list is about 30 people who are known to back the high tiers on projects and back out. Which we know who you guys are. We're just
that's the thing. We do. That's the thing. Kickstarter knows who you.
We
know. Yeah. They
even
named the person. Huh?
Didn't they start something where you can block a?
They're beta testing it.
They're beta testing it, and it's already flawed because first of all, they're going to need multiple requests. You can block them from your campaign, but it doesn't stop them from going and taking down somebody else's tiers or whatever. They don't remove them from the fucking platform, period. But also, you got now they're talking about doing it after they've been blocked. Well, you got people that are going to block people just to be assholes or flag them whether they've done anything wrong or not. So it doesn't work that way. It boils down to their payment system. Like, I think that the cards should be charged immediately.
Agreed.
Like,
Well,
period.
I don't even think that's going to solve it. If it's a chargeback, it's a chargeback.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you
but it's a chargeback you can contest. This is on the
Right.
fault of whoever's fucking around with Kickstarter. Don't fuck with Kickstarter. Go straight to your fucking credit card company.
Yes.
Right. Well, it sounds like a case they might have to take to small claims.
Well, you see, now here's the thing, though. The problem is that the person who bought these items is in Australia.
Oh, motherfucker. That's even worse.
So,
you know what? Don't sell the Aussies. They're too expensive to ship to anyway.
Yeah, it could be that might be your only defense is that you don't sell anything like that outside of the States.
Yeah.
But where would you draw the line, JD? At what dollar figure would you say above this number, nobody international can back it?
Original art.
Original art. Yeah,
Something
I agree with that. Yeah.
I can't easily get back. Like if it's a book, even if it's a stack of books that cost $400
$80 to
like
ship.
You know, I mean, that's where I would draw the line. If it's just a stack of books, so what? But original artwork, you can't replace it.
Yeah, that you can't replace that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So what is a too expensive tier for you?
I don't think any tier is too
500.
expensive, depending on what you're selling.
Yeah.
But I think
Or
that
who
any
you
tier over $350, those motherfuckers zoom into. It's like fucking flies to honey, bro. They're like, oh, let me fake back this. I've seen it done time and time and time again. I've worked fucking almost 100 campaigns now.
Now, in all honesty, right? Like when we put out a $300 campaign, our core cost on that $300 is maybe $50-$60, right? When you come down to material cost, what it's costing you, not including the shipping,
right?
Yeah. Depending how you budget things out, it might be a little bit more. It could go up to 80, but in the end,
unless it's original art.
Yeah, I'm talking.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about books.
Oh, okay.
Pins, T-shirts, toys, whatever. Our core costs are only X. It's usually 30%.
I'll also
less.
say this,
Right?
the majority of those people you see with those big kickbacks are usually on original art. And that pisses me off so bad because original art is a hard sell because it's high dollar and they'll wait until like the ones that don't do the credit back, wait till the last minute to back out again. Like I've seen it done on some really big campaigns too. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to name names, but top dollar clients selling like one of the last ones I worked for sold 4 pieces of original art. It was 2 separate backers, and both those motherfuckers bailed.
Damn.
Really? Wow. Do you remember the dollar amount at least that they bailed on?
One of them was $560 for the 2 pieces, and another, I think both pieces were $400.
Why be so petty and troll somebody's campaign when they're trying to make money?
Because people have no lives.
Because they're just assholes.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I'll give you a list later.
Put that list in the private chat, dude. Shit. Name some names.
Do it.
I'll name a couple in a little bit.
But
North Free is talking about a current issue that's going on with Indiegogo, and that is tried to sponsor a campaign. I was charged, but it didn't show up. Yes. They are aware of that. They are addressing that. It happened to me on 2 different campaigns in the last week. Some kind of glitch is happening. I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's targeted to any certain group of creators or anything. I think that that's something that they're addressing. And one of the creators that I talked to said they did get in touch with somebody finally at Indiegogo, and it's being addressed as best they can.
Sometimes a glitch is just a glitch.
Yeah. Not nefarious, at least that we don't think so.
Yeah.
Carlos Rafael says, I don't do expensive levels anymore because my take on those tiers is exactly 0. So I guess he's probably using that to just finance the piece that he's probably using.
Oh, maybe. Yep.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So because me personally, after reading that story, I pulled an original art level from my
Mhm.
next campaign.
Oh.
Does anybody else feel like, like they're hesitant to even put a level like that, or
No, I
like,
still would.
I think I
Yeah, I
still
mean,
would.
chargebacks, they suck, but I've had to deal with those for years in my professional career, so I would definitely just take that on.
Gotcha.
I would
Well,
say,
mean,
why not use it during the campaign? Like, go ahead and sell it on a different platform. Make it a private sale. That way, you've got the complete transactions there
Right.
already. You don't have to go through that third party, this Kickstarter.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in the end, I just don't want to sell original artwork. Maybe that's
Could be too.
Yeah.
you could always insist on a cashier's check.
Huh.
You know, I mean, just do the deal on the side and say, listen, I want a
Right.
cashier's check on the side. That's it.
Right. I
You
don't
know,
know.
I'm the one that's done 30 campaigns, not you. I can trust me. I can't trust you.
Right.
Right. You know, that's the thing. You know, I've done hundreds of transactions. I don't know about you. So, I don't know. So who was up to ask a question?
Well, so technically it would be Nita, but
I
since
thought
you're
I asked
here,
a question. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
so since we'll take control of the room, Jose. I mean,
Why?
huh?
I was
'Cause it's hot.
I was enjoying.
Yes.
I was enjoying just sitting back. You know.
Right? Yeah. No.
She put you there. Circle gets the square. He's got his top spot back.
There you go. Now, here's a question for you guys. Daphne just mentioned Tyler's campaign and his stream where he talked about a bunch of creators who were late with their campaigns.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. It was quite funny, hilarious. Tyler, great job.
It was great.
But I also recently saw a thread on Facebook where someone else was doing a similar thing. And what's hilarious, what was really funny, is they were calling out an entirely different group of creators, mostly on Kickstarter. And most of them were big names, like Rob Liefeld. Right? Rob Liefeld's one of them. He said he did some campaign for one of his brigade, and it's he hasn't fulfilled in 10 years. Right? And Rob is, huh?
Has it been 10 years?
That's what I don't know. I didn't back it.
There's-
It had Rob Liefeld's name on it. So I wouldn't back that sort of thing. But anyway, I mean, so should we be talking and giving these people more attention, or should we be looking at creators who actually fulfill their campaigns, and should we be talking about them? Because if we are, I'm right here.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah.
7 years, but anyway.
So yeah, that raises a good point, JD, and that is that we can slam these creators who are late over and over and over again, and I don't think it'll change anything. I think it would be much better to talk about those that do fulfill and get eyes on those campaigns. And yeah, I'm being a little funny when I say, and here I am, but I mean, I could list a whole bunch of folks, even some lesser known, maybe first time creators who fulfilled on time, which shows some credibility there.
Right.
And, give them a chance on their second campaign, on their third, and, let them show you that they are dependable. And even those that have a full-time job other than these comic books, if they're capable of fulfilling on time, we should be lifting them up instead of trying to knock the pros down, because you're not going to knock the pros down. You're just not.
No.
Right.
Yep.
This is
They're going to make the money anyway.
See, Michael's got a good point.
Well, the best. Oh, go ahead.
Unboxing does show you that you've fulfilled or that you've received a book on time.
That's a great idea. I wish more people did Kickstarter unboxings. Yeah. So
let me tell you why I stopped doing that, JD.
What's up?
I'm gonna tell you why. I used to love doing unboxings. It's one of the things Meredith and I would do all the time. But my face, when I'd open shit, because sometimes it is just that when you get it.
Going back to the first or second question.
Much.
But that's the raw honesty that people need to know when they're buying a product.
It is. It is. But just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's not for somebody else. Which is why I leave the promotions group open to everybody.
Technically, Chad would know about about being honest, at least with vodka,
Yeah.
about talking about other people's books.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest problems with a lot of, and that was actually going to be my advice as well, is take constructive criticism. Like, actually take it. If somebody gives you a negative review, learn from it.
Yeah.
Don't get mad, because if 15 people are giving you, and this is just my opinion, if 15 people are giving you a positive review, I guarantee you there's something wrong. Like, there
But then this
has
is
to
also,
be.
at the same time, this is also art, right? And art
Mhm.
is subject to the eye of the
Subjective.
beholder.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's why I
Well,
don't
yeah,
like it.
But
But
if you're announcing that at the beginning, hey, this is not my cup of tea,
right.
but this person put together the product. I love the packaging. I mean, there's pros and cons you can add to every unboxing.
Right.
Right?
Exactly. But
guess.
but don't get mad if somebody doesn't like your book.
Right.
Like, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So this is one of the things I brought up in a past episode with Calderon is at the last New York Comic Con, Oriana Lockhart, the lead for the comic book section of Kickstarter, was at New York Comic Con. She was doing a panel, stuff like that. I was able to ask a question about an Angie's List or a blue check mark, right, or something to identify those of us who have successfully fulfilled
Right. That's
funding
brilliant.
campaign,
Right.
but successfully fulfilled one, right? If something like that could be attached to our names so that we could stand out, so that we can show people who are backing campaigns that there's a level of trustworthiness to these people.
Right. Right.
And
Like,
she did say that that is something that is being worked on. She didn't give a time frame on when it's rolling out, how far along they are
That's
developing
beautiful.
this, but she did say that that is being worked on at Kickstarter. So
That's
there's a
great.
positive.
They also need to stop doing those weird those idea factory ones. Have you seen those before? I don't know. I mean, what they'll do is they'll say, "This is my robot that can do my dishes," which I would fucking back that regardless. But they'll be like, "By the way, this is an idea that I have, not an actual
oh no!
product."
Can't,
Oh,
like, do
there's
not
no
back any
prototype,
Yeah,
tech
no
on
don't ever
Kickstarter.
do that.
Do
Like,
not ever
don't.
back tech.
Right.
But we are
No,
No,
talking
that's one
about
of the
comics,
worst. It's,
Chad.
No,
tech,
but I know.
tech
I'm just
and
saying.
video
like,
games. They're the
Yeah.
they're the two
But see,
worst.
But even
No,
even
not
a
just that,
comic,
not just-
even
oh,
a comic too, though. Oh no, I'm sorry, man. Even a comic
No,
too. If
so
somebody,
with a comic, she said that 75% of all the comic books on Kickstarter are fulfilled. How did she get that number?
It has
I
a high
don't know.
percentage.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the number one genre. But it doesn't have to be tech that is not fulfilled. Remember, the biggest horror story in Kickstarter is the coolest cooler, right? And it was a cooler that had a
That and
radio
the
and a blender.
Cthulhu
That
board
and
game.
Mighty Number 9.
I think
Yeah,
that the
Oh.
board
Cthulhu
game.
board game actually got a district attorney after them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Did
Well,
she-
the whole thing went down with the coolest cooler. Yes,
Oh,
they went
yeah,
to the Supreme Court, right? And people were refunded, right? They had a not an auditor. They had somebody, a court appointed regulator of making sure people got their money back, right? And less than 25% of the people that got it got back $5.
Wow.
The rest of the people are still waiting.
just like a class action
It's like a
lawsuit.
class action lawsuit. Yeah,
The
I was gonna
genius
say
one
that.
though is the potato salad. That one is always the legendary one. So
I remember seeing that go up. Oh.
beautiful.
All right.
That man's a legend.
Okay, folks. I'm gonna restore a little bit of order to this
What on
nonsense
earth
going
is
on
that?
here.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
I know. You know. So we'll do this. We'll do this. We will do this.
Let's do it then.
All right, let's do whatever we're doing.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. Now I'm
There we
scared.
go.
Wait for it.
Ah.
There we go.
There we go. Legend of the Sparkle Dog. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So Chad,
Mhm.
do you want me to play the video?
Sure. Why
Okay.
not? It's pretty. glitched out. Oh, that glitched out.
All right, cool. Short and sweet. Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah, we just broke 700 today, so I was very excited.
Very nice.
Very nice. Now, so what's Sparkle Dog about? Let us know.
I don't freaking know. So,
You
Sparkle
gotta
Dog
know it's your stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Sparkle Dog follows the story of our gender fluid protagonist, Quinn, who buys a fursuit from a very questionable website. And once the fursuit arrives, he realizes that it is a sentient being that wants to restore peace to the world, or so it says. So Quinn is thrown on a multi-genre reality-shifting horror adventure where the fursuit is wearing him. And issue 1 kind of sets that stage. So the artwork is more of like an Invader Zim style. Blake Mathias is on it. This is his first book working with me. And we're very excited to get our little abomination and game of chicken actually out the door and brought to life.
Is this going to end in a blood orgy like in that South Park episode, the Christmas special?
Damn it. You spoiled the ending.
I told you someone's already done everything before.
Blood orgy.
Blood orgy.
That was a great episode.
It is.
You are semi-close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but it's a fun trip. Every issue is written as a different genre. So we have the Muppets all the way to a D&D campaign. The ending is probably the most unique thing I've ever done, and it's probably going to make people upset, and that's okay. Because the whole point of this is just to how much absurdity I can put into this book. And Blake and I, when we started this, it was a game of chicken. We started out where I wrote, we talked about it as a joke, then I wrote the first page, and then he ended up doing a mock-up for the paneling, and then by the time we were done, I wrote the first issue, and he had 2 pages done.
Wow.
So, yeah, we kept upping each other with the antics, and now we have a beautiful cover by C. Michael Lanning. That's the default cover you get, which is our Boop the City cover, and it is just an absolutely gorgeous thing.
That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. You did a very nice job.
Thank you. Wednesday, we're doing a raffle for Rodney Fink's original art cards. So that'll be streamed live here and also on Facebook, if Nita lets me hijack it, that is. And then, no, I see you there, Nita. But, yeah, and we're doing that, and we're also releasing a sticker tomorrow as well. Our Bad Day sticker. We have also Jason Lennox and Warren Brown on the covers, too. This one's probably my favorite because it's going to be printed on cardstock and you can take it to get it colored. Because that's his gimmick, is he's the satanic coloring book guy. So, and then Kaylin Smith as well. No, this has been a amazing experience. I was told that it's insensitive by a couple of people, and my only response was, well, then I guess you don't understand it because that's not the point.
Are you pissing off the fursuiters?
I sure am, and I am so excited. But but shockingly too, some furries have been very positive with it as well. So a lot of them on Twitter have messaged me and said, "Wow, this looks really good." And they're gonna be like, I have the reminder to say, hey, when it gets a little bit closer. So I do have some people.
And furries are known to have deep pockets, so that's cool.
Yeah.
No, they just have a lot of debt, but no, they do. And honestly, furries, when we actually thought of this idea for being at a FurCon, because my co-host Kit goes to FurryCons to sell his art. And honestly, we had a really good time just helping him promote, and that's how we came up with this idea. So it's kind of fun. So
yeah, when furry cons are good, they're really
how many
good.
issues is the series?
It's going to be 6 issues I have currently. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I learned furries are a sub-demographic for my book. I learned that at a convention when I went this last September. There were a few furries that bought my book. Yeah, they were very excited about it. I was like, I didn't. Well, I was just like, all right, I guess I should keep that in mind. I suppose.
they're an interesting crowd. I can
Yeah.
tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
But they get a bad rep, but most
Fandoms do.
do.
Most
Yeah.
fandoms do.
Yeah.
But Blake has been working his butt off with this thing. It's a project that we always joke that it's our little abomination. And both of us don't care about this book, but that's just our joke because this is like one of the most fun that we've had creating something. So
now the thing is, though, I mean, I guess kind of like referring to a comment from before. Do you feel? I mean, it's like what's the line do you draw with that joke? Because it's like, are you kind of concerned that people will start taking that a little too literally? That it's like, oh, that you don't care about your own project? And
I hope if people are completely aware that I'm not being serious, because I do come off like a goofball at like plenty of times, but I do actually have plans. So I hope not, because when I call it an abomination, it's more of like a love type thing. So I'm like, oh, this is my abomination. This is a disgusting development. Sparkle Dog's awesome. It's just having fun with it. So
people who are mature enough will understand the irony of what you're saying.
Right, exactly. That's why when somebody said, oh, well, a couple of furries were like, well, this is insensitive. I'm like, well, do you kind of understand what I'm doing, though? Like, do you understand that it's about a killer fursuit?
I mean, is that the part that they say is insensitive? That they don't like the idea of an evil fursuit?
They think, yeah, that's
right.
That's one of them. It's weird though, is I didn't get the gender fluid joke. Like nobody has called me out on that, and that was the thing that we were most concerned about. Because in the middle, Quinn's mom goes, "Well, what'd you buy? A gender?" And I was like, I was expecting like some people to give me shit for that, but they haven't.
Right, because they're more concerned about the mental state of the fursuit.
Yeah, but in the comic, like I do flip back and forth with Quinn's gender too. So if somebody ever gives me crap about that, I'm like, look, the mom's not important. They're just mean. So like, forget about them. It's a throwaway joke. But I'm very excited for this book to come alive. We've just broke $700. And look, either way, Sparkle Dog's gonna come, one way or another. So
whether you like it or not,
Sparkle Dog will appear
right in your face.
So,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's
now,
been an enjoyable ride.
How long have you guys been working on it? How long have you guys been working on the project?
Oh, I was thinking. When was back in? We've been working on it since March of this year. So we were actually putting it together. We were kind of joking around with the idea, and then it kind of snowballed because I had free time after Blue was released. So yeah, but
that was the book that you did through Action Lab, right? The Blue Lullaby.
Yeah, and then
it came back,
and then it came back to me, and then it went to Marcosia. So. But yeah, I've been working on the scripts since March with Blake.
Pretty awesome book.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I will have trades are available now, so you can buy them personally through me soon. So yeah. You can also buy limited edition.
How was life through Action Lab?
Let me send you a link.
Let's put the lawsuit in the chat.
Yeah. Let's talk about that as I take another drink. No,
straight from the even.
At working with Action Lab, there's details, man. Details. I'll send you the lawsuit link, and you can read about it.
All the dirty little details.
Okay, so let's go on a happy Marcosia. How did they treat you?
Lovely. Oh my God, Harry and John are hilarious. They're amazingly personal. They actually respond to my emails, and they kind of just So they'll I'll message them. They'll be like, "Hey, so what's the status of stuff?" And they'll reply to me in 2 days. They also just asked me what's up. It's actually really nice. The marketing has been pretty strong for it. Is because they're mostly for the UK. I only see the American side of it, but so far they've been treating the book very well. So I'm definitely happy with my decision of going with them. So it's better than another company that I was going to go with. So.
Hey, Bess.
So, but I definitely
What's up,
recommend
Bess?
Marcosia. So.
All right. All right, let's bring up another campaign. Here we go. Projectile
Right.
Reptile.
I've seen this one. It's
See,
beautiful.
reptiles don't have ears, so Brian couldn't put any on his.
Not with
Yeah, we'll
that
go with
Adam.
that.
But he's got a hot tail. We just can't see it.
Right.
So for this one here,
Brian,
it's
you
on
want-
Indigo.
Do you want me
Sorry.
to play the video first?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
You want me to
Hell yeah.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy
I'm
run afoul
digging
of
this
a powerful
track.
druid and the events that lead Cactus Kid's information into the
This
home
is
of
really
a
glitchy.
four-armed projectile reptile. More
It's
than
too
druid
our
guard.
campaigns are too beautiful for the computer to process.
Yeah.
That's why.
Red Hawk and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo-kun Comics, only on Indiegogo. Are you ready
Dojo-kun.
for the truly Wild West?
I swear, this is one of my favorite trailers.
Still.
Thank you.
You know,
Who did the
always
music
a
for
bop.
it?
Always a bop.
The music is from a royalty-free site.
Oh, okay.
I had to find one that I thought fit the theme and the genre. Although, let's talk about genre for a minute. This is a gunslinging, infamous, gun-toting, reptile, cowboy, superhero time travel book.
That's a
little
lot
bit of
of
everything.
words.
A little bit of everything.
Sounds awesome.
So it started out as just a Western, but I wanted it to be connected to my superhero universe. So during the first issue here of Projectile Reptile, he is catapulted through time, forward through time, and that'll be the only time travel, really, to modern-day Los Angeles, which puts him in direct contact with the superheroes of my universe. Siamese came out in 2021. It funded in 3 days and fulfilled on time. But this one here was a little bit more nerve-wracking. I had gone 30 days and then extended it the second 30 on Indiegogo. I funded with 6 hours left. Yeah, it came in under the wire. We are in demand, though, because Indiegogo does have that feature where it's sort of like a store at this point, because now backers can look at this and say, this funded, so I'm definitely going to get it if I back it. So there's that kind of confidence that you can back with. You will get the book. And then there's, the things like JD's showing you right now. That cover right there is the exclusive hardcover by Shelby Robertson. This will be the first time his art has adorned a hardcover, which is pretty exciting. The one that has the two ladies with Projectile Reptile in front of the salon is one. Yeah, it's one up there. That's by Renzo Rodriguez. He does a great job. That one has jokingly been called the ass grab cover. I love that. And then the first cover, which is up above that one, JD, is by the interior artist, Caius. And Caius is a Brazilian artist. It seems like a lot of artists are coming out of Brazil lately. And he's having a lot of fun with the interior pages. And going back to a point that was made just a little while ago, I got the money from Indiegogo, and he's knocking them out. I'm getting, I talked to him about what his pace will be. And if he stays true to that pace, and I don't see why he wouldn't, we will fulfill on time.
Nice.
There is, like I mentioned earlier, there's a fridge magnet that's about the size of the palm of your hand that is free for the first 100 backers of a physical tier, and there's still some of those left. There are several add-ons, one of which I'd like to mention is something called a mint tin game. It's a small card game that comes in a mint tin, like you'd expect, to get your breath mints in. And in addition to the 10 cards that come in it, there's also 4 dice. And the stats on the card combined with your dice roll say whether or not you defeat your opponent. There's a catch-up tier, so if you want to read the first book, which is called Siamese, it's got a brand new cover by Cy Lim, and that cover, that artist is the co-creator of the characters Siamese. So I was excited to get a cover from him. He's super busy. He's a talent out of New Zealand. I really like to have an international staff of creators. It's fun to just work with them, learn from them, etc. So I try to. And my colorist is also international, but not too far afield. He's a Canadian. So Chris Leithwood is doing the cover or the color on all of this. He's doing a great job, sort of new to the niche that is indie comics, and he's having a blast with this. And he too is already working on pages. As soon as I get a page in from Cayuse that's approved, it goes to Chris, and he starts working on it immediately.
Nice.
That there is a comic book sized print that's available as an add-on. That is the winner of the Projectile Reptile fan art contest. Peter Archer Studios did that one. And I tell you what, that is going to be a cover of some kind in the future. This is very professional. It really captured the character well. I'm excited to have that available. And even the character you see is sort of like defeated at his feet is going to be part of the upcoming story too.
Are you going to have like 47 different variant covers too?
There will be no more than 3 covers on any of my campaigns. You can get it digitally. There's some chibi stickers available for those that like those.
Oh, those
I really
are cute.
think that
Those
this
are
guy does a
cute.
great job on these. Working with this artist, Alec Thompson, if you give him a picture of the character, he gives you 6 different chibi versions that you can select from.
Huh.
And then he, finishes it up. He gives you like sketches, different poses and things like that. So it makes it real fun to work with him. And then an add-on is going to be the all foil ash can. It's 8 pages, and it features a character called Bog. Bog is an alien plant menace who, throughout the story, finds his way to Earth.
Huh.
And that's a ways down, JD. If you want to scroll down to it, it's below the Keshi figure that's available. There's the Mint Tin game I talked about with the cards, and then there's Bog.
Oh yeah, Bog. It's cool.
There you go.
Oh, he's like a man-thing type creature.
Yeah, man-thing, swamp thing. Like Daphne said, there will always be someone who did before, but this one here, he's going to have a unique story, different from theirs.
Pokemon,
Yeah, but I'm a sucker
Pokemon.
for those characters. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I was like, hell yeah, that reminds me of Man-Thing.
And the
If
heat
that's the
came out
response
before
that is
those
invoked,
guys.
I love it.
Mhm.
What's that, JD?
I said the heap came out all before those guys.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
another-
right. I do remember
It
that.
was from the 50s.
The heap.
The trash heap has spoken.
Oh my God, Daphne! Thank God you did it. I love you.
Oh, that stretch goal you just passed, the one that's 8 additional pages featuring Dr. Primordial. The thing to talk about there is a lot of times when pages are added to a book, it adds time to fulfillment. But I can tell you right now, all 8 of those pages are drawn, colored, and lettered. They are ready to be added to the print file right away. So if this stretch goal is reached, then that won't add to the time of fulfillment. An acrylic standee, which I've gotten a few of those. They're really great. This one here is going to have a backdrop on it as well that you can swap out the scenes. You can print like a backdrop of future, Old West, whatever you'd like to have behind him, and slide that into the frame that is the acrylic standee.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Now this stretch goal is just going to open up as a tier that someone can buy, right?
Well, it'll be free to all backers of a physical tier if we reach the stretch goal. Right now, we're still trying to achieve the first stretch goal, so no dollar figures have been added to these 2, 3, 4 yet. Now the challenge coin, the one that's shown there is the one that came from Siamese. The reason I don't have a Projectile Reptile challenge coin on there yet is that is a ways down the line. It is $700 for them to just mock up the coin. So, if we start reaching the stretch goals and it looks like there's a possibility, I will then have them do the mock-up and prepare it for me. if you embiggen me, I can show you what the coin looks like for real.
Oh, hold on. I can.
Hold on, give me a second.
So
You
this
got
is
it
the
there?
Siamese stretch
Oh,
coin,
wow.
or the
Ooh.
stretch goal.
That's really
The
cool.
back will still be the Dojo-kun comics, but the front,
Mm-hmm.
of course, will have Projectile Reptile. And this coin has a lot of heft to it as well.
It looks
It's-
it. It looks it. Yeah.
It's not chintzy at all. Everybody that got this was really happy with what they got, and so am I. I'm excited. I hope we get to that stretch goal for the Projectile Reptile campaign.
Is that a copper coin?
No,
Or-
I don't think it is. I mean, it's. I think it's heavier than copper, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow. Maybe steel. It's like a stainless steel.
The box, I had to order. I think the minimum order was 700 of them.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Oh,
dang.
The box cost like $80 to ship to me because of the weight, not the size. I mean, the box was only
Yeah.
it was only this big, but yeah, it was heavy.
so if I throw it at somebody's head, would it hurt?
Oh, it would
Mostly.
hurt a lot.
It looks like
Packing
yeah.
immediately. Gonna hurt
Yeah,
if I
it's
throw
substantial.
4 quarters at you.
You have to put it in a sock.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about now?
What?
If you our next stretch goal, you all get a bludgeoning sign.
Right.
Or just dead.
Right.
So what's this little guy?
That's a Keshi figure designed by Eric Hutfels. He's been doing those a lot. Oh, yeah, there you go. North Free has it right. It's cool to have your own Keshi figure. Yes. He sculpted that. And once we get to, I think that's on there as an add-on. So, yeah, I'd really like to get as many people as possible to order the Keshi figure. I know there are some people who specifically collect those. So I have it as a separate add-on for those that, want to get that in particular.
Interesting. He's cute.
Yeah.
I like that cover. That is sexy.
Yeah, the chibis. The chibis are definitely
chibis are
great.
Like the
Yeah.
chibis.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you're doing well on this campaign. I mean, you funded, and you're on in demand.
Right.
How
So,
much longer
yeah.
do you think you're going to be on there for?
I will have that in demand until I reach fulfillment.
Gotcha.
So, at that point, I'll know how many of each of these items I need to fulfill, and that's when I'll close down the in-demand store. And the voiceover, I know you asked about the music, Chad, but the voiceover artist that did the trailer is actually the latest guy who does the In a World. The
Really?
original guy who did that, he passed away, but his successor is the guy who did my voiceover trailer, and he's surprisingly affordable on Fiverr.
Oh.
He
Well,
wants to do
That's
a
funny.
YouTube channel.
well, I need that contact
The guy who
information.
does the not true trailers. What the heck is it called? Oh, anyway, he's called Epic
Honest
Voice Guy on
Trailers?
YouTube. Not the same guy.
I don't think so.
Everything
No.
wrong with?
Oh, okay. You'll know everything wrong with is a different guy, CinemaSins.
Yeah.
But the guy that it's it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
I
As soon
need
as the
every-
show's over, that's when it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Honest
Not
Trailers
true
are my
that.
favorite.
Truthful trailers, something like that. I'll look it up.
Here we go, EB, you're up.
All right, excellent. So, so I
You want me?
made
You
a
want me to
joke
play the
there.
trailer?
Yeah, hit the trailer. It's got copyright-free music this time around, so. It's a little short and sweet there, but something I put together that was better than what I had before. So I made a joke to JD when I noticed the title of this show. I was like, who's doing it wrong? I might be doing it wrong this time around for this campaign.
Me too. I get you.
We're in the same boat. Don't worry about that.
Is this your first Indiegogo campaign?
It is my first Indiegogo, and I feel like I'm doing crowdfunding for the first time all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indiegogo's a rough one, man. It's a rough one.
It is. I think I'll probably go back to Kickstarter next time around, or if this one fails.
This looks cute.
Yeah.
Looks
So talk us through it. What are we looking at here, Michael?
Yeah, so what we have here, so book 4, that top cover, that's the placeholder cover. I've got 2 artists making covers for me, so this is just kind of a, hey, book 4, just kind of what I would have put together if I didn't have artists doing covers for me. Because I'm not an artist, but I can use Photoshop to manipulate pictures. This is volume 1, so this is also available. For a catch-up tier, you can get volume 1, which was books 1 through 3. I'll put into one volume, and then I just put some art from the first one. So that's Harlan, the jock we saw in the trailer when he was first getting his powers. It was like he just transformed into a rabbit and fainted in the bathroom. And then he had this dream sequence where he's migrating with a whole bunch of rabbits. And then he wakes up and his body's just kind of like putting him on autopilot, jumping out the window, going to save people from a tornado. And then as we go down, then there's a chapter called...
This says Upper Manhattan. Were you thinking of Rosario? Because he works at Upper Manhattan. You could
well, I mean, it takes place in New York City, because if I made it take place in New Hampshire, I don't really know how to explain that to an artist what any place in New Hampshire kind of looks like. So it's like, just picture a city like New York. So then we have All's Fair, where they go to a fair and Dr. Quacko interrupts them, and I have this bit where they purposefully don't know where they purposely get what he says to him wrong. The Mega Robo Quacker. The Sugar Robo Smacker? No, he said the Mega Frodo Cracker. I thought he said the Leg Go-Go Quacker. I said the Mega Robo Quacker, you brat cats. And he's like, the Stale Soup Jacket? And that really sets him off, and he punches a Ferris wheel because, it's what bad guys do.
Yeah.
And Boom Boom Games is an advertisement for an actual store in Billerica, Massachusetts. From a Kickstarter, my first Kickstarter that was successful. My brother-in-law has this video game store called Boom Boom Games. So I was like, hey, since you did that tier and also got me funded, how about I advertise your logo in my comic?
Very cool.
And this page introduces, this chapter is called The Dark Sky, where Sky is picked on by his siblings too much, and he essentially gives into the dark side. And he becomes so powerful that when he fights his siblings, he actually manages to make them de-transform. And I set that up because when he fights the superhero in the middle school here, as you go down, you realize just how powerful this guy is in comparison to him. He just punches him once in the face, and that's all it takes for him to be like, what the heck, man? So I gave a little taste of like some of the chapters in volume 1, and then here's the art from book 4. So A Day in the Life, what we saw in the trailer, just a little taste of this girl, Zelina. She transforms into a snake girl. Now, unlike the other guys, the animal teens, she's not a good guy, as you saw. She was robbing jewels. And she's kind of just narrating her life. It's cool because there'll be another story in book 4 where somebody else is narrating her life with kind of similar beats. So it'd be kind of cool to see that. It'll be cool to see that. And then Gene Pedroso, my artist, I mean, this transformation scene is like one of my favorite things he's done for me.
I like the fact that she's not it's not a sexy snake lady. It's just a snake monster. Yeah, I think that's really clever. I enjoy that.
I try my best to not have sex appeal because this is for kids, but it's gonna happen no matter what.
Well, it just depends on the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I just meant like it's not identifiable as like a female. In that
Right,
way,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I think it has a lot
snake woman
more.
because she's a cheerleader first.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, it looks like it has a lot in common. Well, I mean, superficially, as from Animorphs, I think is the
It's
novel.
a similar kind of idea to it.
Right.
With
Teens
the
that can
animal
turn
teens,
into
they
animals.
do
Yeah.
look a little more anthro. With the snake, it's kind of hard to make a snake anthro without making them look really funny. I mean, even the arms is pushing it a little bit, honestly. But so when I told my artist to draw her as a snake, I was like, think a little bit like a cobra. Think a little bit, keep the same like cheerleader colors. So like
I've worked with Jean in the past too. If you tell Jean to make her more anthro, it'll look like projectile reptile.
Right. Well, that too, right? Exactly.
You guys could do a crossover.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Now, how evil is she? Does she eat someone?
Well, it's a kid's show, so no.
Can we not like envision that many fetishes in a children's book?
We brought that up. We were just asking if she could murder somebody.
Exactly. I was like, it's a kid's book. I figure she should at least eat one child. I mean, what's the big deal?
We're not getting bored.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like VR.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't Hansel and Gretel a kid's story? The witch was going to kill kids, right?
Well, that was a kid's story to scare them, though. Not
So is this now.
Stay away from snakes. Don't go to the
He's trying to sell this as scholastic. Everybody calm down.
At the end of the book, it's just like a mass murder.
Yeah.
Totally.
So then here we have TJ. So he's the fifth of the animal teens to finally get his powers, and he transforms into an ape. And Jake the jock there, he just he doesn't really even punch him all that much. It's just basically to break away from them, surrounding him. That was the anxiety of being surrounded and pushed around was what caused him to transform. And then the rest of his friends are like, "Oh no, TJ just got his powers." And they think it's an animal spirit, but they'll later find out that it's more science related than that. And then there's the cover spot right there. That I love that. I love that frame he made. I was like, I'm gonna make this into a cover. As soon as I saw it, I had to do it. And I was like, I don't know why I'm excited about that. Like, hey, we have more people on our team than the Hyper Feeling Ninja Heroes now. I don't know why I'm excited about that.
Because you got more friends. And you can beat up more people with more people.
We have more friends. We have more people fighting crime and stuff. But yeah, so.
Now, can the monkey guy eat people?
Well, I mean, he's a good guy, so no. But I mean, I guess I theoretically, I guess they all could, right? I mean, they're big giant animals.
I think this is adorable.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She looks like that girl looks like the girl from Turning Red. That's what her
okay.
pose and everything. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Is. Well, it's funny if you see the original like mock-up when I had my artist do it. She looks a bit like Suicide Jack from Danganronpa.
Really?
That was the first thing that came to mind when he drew it for me. Yeah.
You're like one of the.
Suicide Jack, the female. I think her name is Jill, and then she transforms into Suicide Jack.
She has the split personality of Jack, and you're like one of the only other people that has ever brought up Danganronpa. And I really appreciate that.
You kids and your enemies.
Yeah.
You're Weeaboo shit.
It's a video game that became an anime, but is related to the video game, and then there's a manga version of the video game. It's a whole big thing. You be a fan of one game, you end up being a fan of a whole bunch of different things at once.
Yep. And they're all interconnected too. Like even the spin-offs are like all related to that, but I think the first game is also technically the second game.
Yeah.
Or something. Like it's very confusing.
They screw up the timeline and everything. And then the third game makes everyone sad.
And then there's the women one.
Yeah.
I think that's the third game.
Oh, so
Was
that's
that
the sad
Fair
one, the
Girl?
women one?
Yeah.
They're crying all the time. I
Those
don't
the
know.
Fair Girls.
I
That
have
was
no
like
idea what they're talking
PSP
about.
movie, like a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
It
that
sounded-
one.
Yeah.
It sounded like Chuck Norris's Missing in Action. You know, the second one was really the first one. The first one was really the third one, and
They're all connected,
Yeah.
I promise.
So,
It was,
Jay, where's your furry book? Obviously, we inadvertently ended up with a theme here.
I see. I feel underdressed for the occasion. No ears, no furry book.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Ooh,
got
bitch.
I got a supernatural anti-hero. That's my jam right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Show it.
I don't have the dash, bro. I don't have the keys to the dash. I still don't even know what a wrench is.
Well, if you click the wrench, you would know what it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
is
my
there a
goodness.
wrench on the dash? But yeah, just
why don't we throw another question out? You know, to the panel. Why don't we throw another question out? So,
ahead,
whose
Joe.
turn is it to make? So
I think
Nita,
Nita was up.
Yeah. So Nita, do you have a question for the panel?
Oh my god. Okay. So what inspired you as an artist or a writer to choose comics as the means to telling your story? Was it a love that you always had for the medium or something else?
Well, I've been collecting comics for 47 years now. So in 2012, I wrote a She-Hulk script because one of my favorite characters, and I poured over the Marvel website to try to find how to submit this script. And it took a very long time to find the little paragraph that basically says you don't. It says, you go get published, we'll find you. So I found a couple of small press comic book companies and wrote for them for a year or two, and then started my own company in 2014. So, so yeah, that's really what got me into it. Having collected all that time, and I decided that, you know, I think that in order to get into comics, I needed to show that I was capable of writing. So that's where I'm at.
I chose it because, truth, you know what? I don't freaking know. I just kind of started doing it. I picked up a Brian Michael Bendis, forgive me, Moon Knight comic, and I just started reviewing. Look,
I wish
know,
this was my StreamYard. I'd kick you out.
Look, I'm right there with you, okay? I'm not knocking that. I'm sorry. It's a terrible book. But anyway, I got into that, and then I started doing reviews for a network, and then I just decided, you know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and start actually writing them. So it just kind of became, I started one, and then I just did another. So that's why. And plus, comics have just been a really cool thing. I think the community is really nice. I think, you know, that we can get away with a lot of different stories that a lot of movies can't do. So I think that's nice. Yeah. Plus, we can read porn and get away with it.
Art, Chad.
Yeah, be like, it's just for art. This is art. I'm not getting off on it.
What's the
We
difference
only have
between
the
porn?
Pornhub subscription for research purposes.
Join us on
You
Shop
subscribe.
Comics.
I just gift that shit.
Next week, I'm doing a gay wrestler comic. So
Oh,
Okay. My whole thing is I couldn't sleep at night. Right? I had a lot of ideas in my head, and the only way to exercise them was start putting stuff down on paper. And eventually, I had a couple bucks in my pocket, and I decided to make some comics.
somebody needs to brush their teeth.
What happened? Oh,
I don't know. I'm hearing some kind of hiccup.
that's my background. Sorry, guys.
No, it's
Oh.
okay. It's
We're thoroughly entertained by it. So, Michael, answer the question. I mean, what
Yeah.
got you started?
Well, I mean, you know, it's funny. As a kid, even though I could never draw, I always drew comics. It's actually where the idea for Hyper Feline Ninja Heroes came from. A little comic I used to draw based off a dream. I called it Siamese Ninja Heroes because I didn't know what Siamese meant. I just thought it sounded cool. But you know, so as that developed, I never really, before the advent of social media and stuff, it was kind of like, well, I guess I'm going to be a book writer because I can't draw to save my life. So I wrote books for a while. And funny enough, Tyler Carpenter's name's come up a couple of times. He's actually the guy that I did my first comic book with ever. I called it Untitled History of the Human Condition. It was an experimental project. It was kind of silly, but it was fun, and it got me into the comic book community and stuff. And Tyler was pretty much just getting started at that point too. It was kind of like he wasn't quite the name he is now. I mean, I know he's pretty successful these days, but and then so then through getting involved in the community, I met some artists and stuff, and then Siamese Ninja Heroes was becoming a project that I was doing with another artist, Olivia. And then when she backed out of the project, I went back to writing it as a book. And then when I released that book, folks are like, "This really needs to be a comic book." So then I went back to putting it as comic books. Managed to find out I can afford, and so here we are.
You can afford it?
Yeah, I mean, I have a fairly good full-time job, although with inflation and everything, it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
At this point in time, sell my kidney to
Daphne, what got you?
Oh.
into it?
Well, I mean, gosh,
You still have kidneys?
what?
I was saying Chad still has kidneys. I was like, come on, you should have got to get. Those are the first things to go. I mean, the next thing's at least one lung.
No,
When he started that sentence, I thought he was going to say he sold his kid.
Right.
I mean
yeah.
that too, but that's why I don't have kids.
He sold his kidneys instead.
Those come next.
I start with my liver.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. So
I actually do have to go. Speaking of work.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
so there he is. So why don't you
me, guys?
So why don't you tell everybody where we can find you outside of the campaign? So
Excellent. Yeah. So you can find all my social media and stuff at www.earthsbestfriends.co, not .com, .co. And that'll take you to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Indiegogo, of course, and YouTube. So I'm on all those things.
okay. So
thank you so
Earth's
much.
Best Friends. Yeah. So Earth Best Friends in the show notes. So check it out. Check out the link there.
I'll check it out.
All right, Michael.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
Okay.
See you later.
I like that.
Here, I'll put this one up.
Right.
Bendis, the man who ruined the Punisher and everything else he touched.
God damn
I
it!
actually like his own.
Oh no!
I like his personal work.
I like.
What?
All right.
Miss
There's,
Denia.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes, based on her underrated choice from last week. Yes. Yes. No, I'm just joking. She's a talent. She's
You're
a
right.
good person.
It was the animation thing that did it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and how
a great place to find people to work with is a site called zwol.org, ZWOL.org. That is a site that brings together writers, artists, colorists, letterers, etc. And that's where I found my first couple of jobs with small press comic book companies and my first artist on my own company.
Nice.
And I know for Rosario, he pays people copious amounts of cash because that's the only way he can make friends. Don't forget my check the next time you visit.
Yes. Why are you giving up my secret, man? Come on. No, I originally found my artist on an old website called Digital Webbing. I don't know if it's still around anymore at all. But I found a lot of my original collaborators on there. At this point, it's people reaching out to me, so it's like, okay, let's see what we can do with new creators.
Nice. I think what is it? Go ahead, Chad. Go for it.
Oh, I just ask. I mean, there's what I did when I found for Blue. I was I kind of fell into it when I was talking to Sean Manning, who does Macbeth the Red King, with Rodolfo through Lucha. And him and I were talking because I did an interview segment called Comics Are Cool, which is a terrible name. Don't judge me. But he actually got me in contact with an artist, Andrea Montano, and that's kind of how it kind of snowballed into finding somebody to work with. So now I just ask if they want to work with me. It gets easier over time to actually ask.
Also, I mean, that's what the groups are there for. There's hundreds of
Mhm.
Facebook groups all over with people reaching out to network. It's more than just sharing your campaigns. There are people out there seeking artists, seeking writers,
Mhm.
publishing companies, etc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
I found a couple of artists through Facebook recently, but most of my artists came from DeviantArt. So,
There you go.
and I've been lying since just as long as Dojo Con has been collecting comics. So that's what got me into writing.
Really, though, we all just ask AI to do it now.
Right.
That's
No,
really
we do.
what
No, we do
no,
not.
we don't. We're all
No, we do
strongly.
not.
We are very strongly against it.
And going back to an original question, right? Like these deadbeats that don't fulfill their campaigns. Right?
Oh no! you gotta put the box in your car so the next time you come over, you just have it in your car already.
He's waiting on 2 enamel pins.
Right.
Way back when. 99.8% of my last campaign was fulfilled with the exception of Calderon. And I went to the place I went there 3 different times and I didn't have it in my pocket.
And this is why you're last.
This isn't very furry.
No, it's not. It's not furry at all. It's not furry at all. It's a supernatural protector of the night. Somebody's got to protect the creatures that go by night, or at least avenge them. And that's who Vicky Sticks is. She's an undead, reluctant monster protector who is also a monster herself. And
you want me to play the video?
Yeah. Hit the button right there. Hit
Yeah.
the button right there. I didn't do a video with this one. I don't know why. It just
Slipped your mind.
Vagancia.
I don't know.
I have to do a video for mine still. I only launched in like 8 days. I still have to do a video.
It's like all the live streams we were doing. I've been pasting them up in the body of the campaign and stuff, so people were able to see what we're doing and talking about and stuff like that. But I didn't do a video. These are the 4 covers. Interior artist is on cover A. Bruno Kotick did cover B. Granda, Colombian artist, did cover C, and then Bun Lung did the chibi cover. You can either get all 4 covers or any one single cover or any other book that is in our catalog. For the first initial $10 pledge, we're doing sketch covers. We're going to be doing foil stamped variants for the first time. So everything that you see that is in red will be where the red foil gets applied to the comic book, along with chromium covers as well. So it's nice, full color, shiny covers. Then we break down what the book is about, what's been happening so far, why make a supernatural book, where the money is going. Will there be add-ons? And yes, there will be, and why I chose Kickstarter. This is a 24-page full-color book with the ability to extend extra pages with stretch goals and trading cards. Here's a preview of what some of the books like. So here she is in a monster bar. You see werewolves, other vampires that frequent the place. People brought up Hansel and Gretel, and that's Hansel here is it's Hansel's bar from Hansel and Gretel. That will be explained if we choose to go beyond this series, right? It's held as a one-shot right now, and we're going to see how it handles after that. And if it does well, then we'll extend it. There is definitely a 4-issue mini plan written. Here are our shirts that are associated with the campaign. And we got some older shirts that are also added in there. Is there a Monster Mash? There's not a Monster Mash vest, no. But one of my biggest secret weapons is my catalog. So you can pick up any of our graphic novels and add it on to this campaign. So you don't just have to pick up the issue itself. There's more to get if you are interested. So there's a Shield of the Interceptor, Unstoppable Origins. If people are a fan of the old Marvel Universe Handbook or the old DC's Who's Who, that's what the character guide is about. Then we got our team book, The Storm Chasers. These are all 100+ page or somewhere around there graphic novels. Then we break down who our creative team is. There you go, Dojo. He's got a copy of the single issue there. So we got myself, we got the artist Eric Tamayo out of Colombia, we got our colors Michael Summers out of Florida, we got my editor Dr. Shamika Mitchell. She's a professor at SUNY Rockland. Then we got my wife who's doing the lettering in the book. Here are some of the single issue add-ons that we still have in print. And then one of the cool things I do with every campaign is we add trading cards as stretch goals. So all these trading cards came from stretch goals in past campaigns. And then we have the ability to go beyond that with some more cards this campaign.
That's trading cards is not a bad idea.
Are all of those trading cards available?
Yes, there is a trading card tier. So you can get the book and the trading card set. And currently it sits, I think, 46 or 47 cards. So whatever the set is, all those add-on cards will be part of the trading card set. It's the ever-expanding trading card set.
Yeah, well, the trading cards are really good to do because they're incredibly affordable, and it's a really easy way for people to collect artwork and not have to worry about wall space.
Yep. And it's not going to kill your shipping budget.
Yeah,
they're pretty inexpensive to do too. I was looking at that. I was looking into that, and I was like, "Dang,
So we're fully funded already. We got 3 days left. 118 backers. So we're doing well. The book is going to be made. That's a good thing. And I can't wait. I can't wait. This is my out of all the titles we have, this is our 7th title, but this is the only title that has a lead female in the book. So we've got our Storm Chaser book, which is a team book that is led by a woman, but it's part of the ensemble cast. And then we've got the Dragonstorm book, where the co-star is a young teenage girl. So this is the first book out of the whole set where the lead is a lady.
Nice. Very nice.
Looks sweet.
Thank you.
Now, those cards, are they do they have abilities? Like you can play a game with them, or they're just
No, the cards are just regular, simple trading cards. A little bit of text on the background, and their real name, stuff like that,
like their bios and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, like those X-Men cards that they had back then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's like I didn't get a chance to answer Nita's question. It's like, why do I do comics?
Oh,
and I can sum it up by this.
I was just wondering why.
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go. I got nothing else.
So that's it.
You made me feel like Louis Gossett Jr. in that moment.
Seriously. All right, folks. I think we've had enough fun. I think we made it up to the second hour, so it's time to wrap it up. So here we go. Chad, please let everyone know where they can find you and your work, sir.
Oh, at home. I'm always just going to say that. But you can follow me on Twitter at @CasualNerdChad, where I'm usually bothering the crap out of people about Sparkle Dog and all my other works. You can also catch me at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays at Shots with Comics right here on the Indie Comics Network. You can also find my Blue Lullaby book in Barnes & Nobles and other stores, and also at Marcosia Enterprises. Yep. And then, of course, The Legend of Sparkle Dog is live on Kickstarter right now. Back my little abomination. Ooh-woo.
Nice. Yes, the link is in the show notes.
Yes.
Dojo, where can they find you and your work, sir?
They can find me. My website has my back catalog available. It's dojocooncomics.com. I have a live campaign right now on Indiegogo, which is Projectile Reptile. It is in demand. You can find me on Twitter at Dojo Coon Comics, on Facebook at the same name, and my YouTube channel is Dojo Coon Comics, with a show every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. It was the Dojo King Chill Shack, but now, starting this coming Wednesday, it's going to be called Incendiary. It's going to be a debate show with a guest that comes on. We have a spirited debate, and then, of course, talk about their live campaign. It's going to be a panel of 4 hosts, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So hope to see you there.
Nice.
Nice. I'm gonna have to come on that one day.
Yeah, when you've got a live campaign, hit me up.
I want to go on a spiritual adventure.
That's like every other month, so you know. Miss Nita, where can they find you and your work?
Well, you can find my work on random websites all over the web. If you read pornography or erotic poetry, you've probably already read some of my shit under many anonymous pseudonyms. But you can find me at IndieComicsNetwork.com or linktree/IndieComicsNetwork.
Can we do like a screen reading of your erotic stuff?
Only on House of Bob.
Only on House of Bob. And
we
maybe
all get together. We do voice
pretty
acting.
Rough, dude.
Only on House of Bob, and we have to give Jay a special disclaimer. So that
yeah. Listen, all I was doing was trying to support the ladies last night. You know what I mean? You know,
we appreciate you.
Yes, we absolutely appreciate. We enjoyed having you there, but at least we gave you a warning.
No, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Trust me, I appreciate you giving me the heads up before I walked into what the fuck moment.
Yeah, before you're like, wait, what's that on your screen?
Yeah, like what? Yes.
I'm so confused.
Why is there a vagina on my screen?
Yes.
And it was totally
last
zoomed
night was
into.
that's exactly
It was
what
hot.
it was. So House of Bob. Catch the replay.
There you go. Definitely. Where can they find you and your work?
So you can find me at my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you're into seeing sketches and current work in progress and all that stuff. And you can also check me out on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. That also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network for all the videos, all my videos on how I do my comics, and some semi-weekly live streams when I get myself together to do it. And also remember that you can also read the first 5 issues of Ego Raven, Air the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure that I wrote, that Mr. Calderon wrote, and that I also illustrated, you can follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. So everything's right there. And also in the show notes.
Nice. You can find me
so
at
Jay, real quick.
What's up?
Hold on. Whoa. Chill. Are you in a rush?
Yeah, dude, I thought we were going through closing.
I was going to ask you something about Vicky Sticks, bro.
Oh, you ask.
I was going to ask.
It's going to be a fight.
I thought I don't know why. Is it? I thought Vicky Sticks was a rated X book as well, though.
Negative. PG-13, sir. PG-13.
Not even a titty cover.
Wait, hold on.
I know. That's what people
hold
keep
on.
asking
Let me.
What?
Hold on. Let me pull my pledge. I was expecting more.
What? Wait, what?
You know what?
No sex, no
I'm confused.
When they ask me for the titty cover, I'll send people to Nita and Daphne's.
Right. Okay. We'll take care of you.
Okay.
We'll take care.
There we go. Take care.
Well, I think he has a werewolf in it, so that'll cover the furry thing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
He has a Wendigo. I think that covers too.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a
werewolf.
Sasquatch.
The Wendigo
Sasquatches are so hot right now.
We are not a porn show.
We are not. No, we are not.
Not yet.
We're a very serious show most of the time.
We're educational.
Yes, we're educational.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The whole network, even the porn show.
Yeah, even Massive, when we showed that was all just
totally educational.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
this, you know what it is? This teaches Jose to come home on time.
No.
Ooh, baby.
You did read. You did read my my original message, right?
Yeah. Right. Yes, we
Don't
did.
mess up
Yes,
my show.
yes.
It was too late at that
Yeah,
point. Your
well,
show
yeah.
was destroyed before we left the green room.
Yeah, we were.
It was all downhill before then.
That's all right. You guys did okay. You saved Jay. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I know. I don't have keys to the dash. You know what I mean? I would be like, do, 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 do.
Well, you can't be trusted with them. We
Damn
know
right
this.
I can't. Damn right I can't. You know, I didn't know you were. I didn't know if you were coming or not. I only did one beer tonight. That's why I'm not as easy and mellow going. You know what I mean? I was nervous. I was like,
Wow,
maybe
quitter.
maybe the ladies need a little help. Maybe they need me to not be so imbibed. You know. So
You know, they are.
Those two.
I think
they're
Nita's
fine.
on a higher plane than you are.
You know, they are
This is
independent women. They can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
There's the millennial in the group. I just want to point that out. Also, I downed half a bottle
Nita,
of wine.
Nita,
so-
what are you dress? You was supposed to be a zebra.
I don't know what I am tonight. I'm lost.
Okay,
I'm
that's
lost, Jose.
Right.
It's zebra
a lot
ears.
of drugs in there.
Yeah,
But
it's
look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, it does look like striped. Yeah, I'm fucking totally a zebra.
Look,
Look,
the whole
one that
furry
devoured. Look, I devoured the predator too.
theme, you know,
Nice,
if they look,
right?
the whole furry theme was completely
Or the prey.
unintentional.
Yeah, it was just we all just showed. We just all showed up with ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the coolest thing we could do.
Right.
Cool's
yeah.
not the word we were using earlier.
Well,
but-
you know, hey.
But you know, hey.
No.
Well, Jay, what happened to your ears?
Dude, I don't have. I feel left out. Nobody.
And also, it
nobody
is
told
that
me.
tomorrow's Halloween. Actually, it makes sense. Actually, now tomorrow's Halloween, right?
Oh no! Every Halloween from the rest of my life, I'm the Indy Devil.
Right.
This is
Hold-
not
hold
my
on a
Halloween
second.
costume.
This was not your Halloween thing. This is
Oh,
a
no.
normal thing with the ears.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
I thought it was Halloween.
Anybody else?
I got a
dressed up
tail
for
too.
Halloween?
Want to see it?
Yeah.
It's on the wall. I didn't put it on tonight.
The answer to that is always yes. I would like to see that.
Please show us your tail.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right.
So Jay, please, where can they find you and your work?
You can find me at unstoppablecomics.com. You go to unstoppablecomics.com. All of the social media links are on the website. And then this Thursday, the campaign wraps up. So at 7:00, we're going to be going live this Thursday for the final hour wrap party of Vicky Sticks. And I will be giving away 2 different sketch covers and a little bit more of a promo package, which includes some of our past Holochrome covers to 2 lucky backers who have helped to support the campaign up to this point.
Hell yeah.
That's very nice. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Yep. Well, I will. My name is JD Calderon, and I will be back next Sunday on time. And thank you so much for being here. And I can be found on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, DeviantArt, all under JD Calderon. You can also find my work at theoswaldchronicles.com and talltalesonline.com. So thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. You guys are great. All the information for all these campaigns are in the show notes. So please hit those links, back these creators. They need your support, and there's some awesome books. So thank you so much for showing up.
Thanks for having us on.
Daphne?
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
helping.
threatening us to come on.
Yes, Nita, thank you for showing up, and I'll
Ah,
talk
you're
to you guys soon.
Why?
I didn't really mean it.
What?